Orleans Classic from New Orleans, Louisiana. Fazio's Rainbow Lanes and rainbow colors on Dana Miller-Mackie.
Bright fuchsia. Dana Miller-Mackie coming off of a arm injury, explained it to me like a shin splint that you get in your legs or in your calves. She actually had it in her left arm and had to lay off quite a while. She also has a new grip. She's applying her index finger for her first ball. She does take it out for her spares. And lost a little bit of feel of the ball there, I think. Going to come back, apply a piece of tape as she came through her backswing. Appears as if she was going to lose it, so she didn't add the tape, but she had something.
A little grip cream. And obviously a wise decision. I tell you, that takes a lot of concentration to stop mid-approach.
Well, if you swing your ball back into your backswing and you feel it either slip off your thumb or actually maybe not give it all and it's going to hang, then you want to come back and do something about it.
First good look at Tish Johnson, who didn't particularly care for the opening toss as she leaves the washout on lane 20, our championship round pair, 19 and 20.
Tish also looking at her thumb and actually sounded like she double bounced that ball, so did not get out of it good at all. Tish making a strong move in the last round of match play today. Made it into the telecast from 13th position. I asked her a little bit what she contributed this to, and she told me, you know, I really don't like to point the ball, and this week the left-handers pretty much had to point the ball, and she told me she might tug a few here tonight. This is the first shot where it double bounced. It actually looked as if it bounced prior to the foul line there.
Okay, I want to develop a point here after this shot for our viewers across the country. And a perfect shot there, strike. When you talk about pointing the ball, Leila, what are you in essence saying there?
Well, what you want to do then is angle your body towards the pocket. For a left-hander, they're going to angle their feet and their body and actually their whole swing and alignment towards the pocket rather than away or opening up their shoulders or going down the boards when we talk about that. So you're pointing the ball just like it sounds, to the pocket. You're actually trying to help it up to the 1-2 for the left-handers. Not a lot of backhands here this week. A lot of pocket splits. As you can see here, the ball is basically going to deflect as it comes into the pocket. 5-pin right in front of the 9-pin.
Leaving the 9 and the 7 virtually unmakeable. And chatting with Alita Sill during the practice session, she said, well, I left a bunch of 7-9s and 5-10s this week, which would further prove the point. The lane conditions are a little tighter this week than they have been throughout the winter tour, and I would say that probably speed and ball weights would have a lot to do with trying to throw some strikes here. Get a little bit quick with it, and you're going to leave that 7-9.
Well, the lanes were long oil this week, conditioned quite a bit, or pretty heavy there in the heads. The first 15 feet of the lane, they were oiled 3 and 4 times. And then the oil was carried down to about 34 feet.
Plus, with the day format this week, the regular league play transpired throughout the week, and that changes the conditions. So when the players are on the day format, it does throw a bit of a monkey wrench into the conditioning program. Tish sets it down short, thought she had herself a double and left a solid 10-pin.
Well, Tish's game really, for the way she does set it down short, should be conducive for a lot of oil, but she does like to go away and likes to have that little area to swing it to. And you do want to set the ball down shorter when there's a lot of oil. It'll get the ball into a roll a little bit quicker. When the lanes are drier, you usually want to loft the ball out a little bit farther on the lane.
And in chatting with some of the players as well and talking ball weights and surfaces, most of the players this week used thumb weight and positive, some thumb and negative to get that ball into a roll a little bit earlier.
Definitely. For me, if I would have bowled this week, you know, possibly thumb and negative. Even though that negative sounds like it's going to deflect when it hits the pocket, it really does stay in a nice even roll.
Leading by 13, opening stages of game number 1. Another pretty good shot. And This time it's a 6-pin on lane 19. Already a winner earlier this year, just 2 weeks ago in Winter Park, Florida. Tish Johnson looking for title number 2 here in 91.
Our only returning television finalist of the year so far.
All right, a spare up in the 4th, so a 12-pin advantage for Tish Johnson, who has also converted the washout. She did so in the opening frame here of the New Orleans Classic. Back with more of match number 1 right after these messages. Here in the 4th could cut the lead to 2. Very nice shot for Dana Miller-Mackie, and her father Gary approves of that shot.
Also a member of the Seniors Pro Tour.
That's right. We'll maybe see him on a telecast in the month of March, as there'll be 3 PBA senior stops on ESPN. Interesting week for Dana Miller-Mackie, especially earlier today when one of her bowling balls was checked by officials of the LPBT tour because possibility of foreign substance may have been applied. Interesting day for her.
Oh, definitely. We have a rule stating that there is to be no foreign substance applied to the ball once the ball has been thrown. And Dana had a little problems with her grips, glued it in. The glue was wiped off, and anyway, the tour found out that there was really no substance on the ball, and she is back into play.
Because there was a possibility that had they found any kind of a substance on the ball, that not only the ball is taken out of play, but you're also disqualified.
Exactly. And if you're disqualified, you lose all prize monies, and for her it would have been pretty devastating because she was on the telecast the last 3 games to go this afternoon. Quite emotional for her.
Play was suspended for 45 minutes to an hour to determine exactly what transpired. But nevertheless, she ends up qualifying number 4. And interesting, all the little intricate rules. I don't think most of the fans throughout the country are aware of all the things that you have to be cognizant of as a player in tournament play. Tish Johnson this time with a long second look at the pocket on lane 20, where she left the 6-pin the last round.
Well, really 3 good shots in a row by Tish. She could have pretty much had a 4-bagger other than the opening shot where she really did not get out of the ball well at all, leaving the washout. She could have been quite a bit into the lead.
And the little check mark you see in the 5th, the re-rack for Dana Miller-Mackie. Beautiful shot for Tish Johnson, who was beginning to figure out the championship round pair. Meanwhile, Dana Miller-Mackie trying to warm up just a little bit. That's usually the reverse of what the players go through under the lights in the championship round. It's pretty cool down in the championship pair.
Oh.